Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be trying out the Apres Gel X nail extensions for the very first time. I'm going to be using the sculpted square long and I'm super excited to see how these turn out. If you're interested to see my process and how I do, then please continue watching. Please do not forget to subscribe and also hit the thumbs up button if you do enjoy. Let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm taking an orange wood stick and I'm going to push back my cuticles. I haven't done my nails in over 2 months, or maybe a month and a half actually. So I do have a lot of cuticle growth. Just making sure I'm pushing all those back so I can reveal all of that dead keratin that's on my nail plate, and it'll be easier for me to see what I need to scrape off and cut. Again, we are just going to be cutting off the dead tissue, which is all the white spots you see around here. That's all we're going to cut. We are not going to be cutting any live tissue. Next, I'm just grabbing a nail file and I'm just going to file my nails so they're nice and even. So once I put the nail tips on, they grow evenly. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my e-file. This is the one from Macart. I've had it for almost 2 years and it's been amazing. I love it a lot. And I'm also just going to take a fine sanding band to prep my nails. So I'm just going to put this on very low. Next, I'm just going to take my e-file and I'm going to remove all of the natural shine off of my nails. This is just going to help with the longevity of our nails and how they hold up. I'm also going to take this drill bit and I'm going to kind of push back around my cuticles, tucking under just to make sure that I'm getting rid of any hard cuticles around there. So next I'm just going to take a small ball bit and I'm going to run that along my cuticles, making sure that I'm lifting up the bits I want to cut off. It just makes it a little bit easier when they are lifted to cut. These are the same steps and same prep I use when I do acrylics as well. So I'm hoping this is going to be enough to hold the Gel X system. So I have done Gel X on a few clients already and they seem to be holding up really well, and these are the prep steps I am taking. Also, a lot of my clients have really been enjoying Gel X, so I'm super excited to see if everyone will transfer into Gel X extensions. But let's see. Anyway, so yeah, my cuticles already look so much better and cleaner. I am also going to go ahead and cut them. Alright, next I'm just going to grab a cuticle nipper and I'm going to nip away all of that white dead skin that has come up. It's always a lot harder to do it on yourself, so just take your time. No need to rush. Alright, so I've just cut all of my cuticles and now I'm just going to go ahead and size my nails. I have super tiny nails, so I know these are probably going to need to be cut a little bit and a little bit customized. And plus, these are way too long for what I want, so I'm going to also cut down the length. So I'm just going to see if this fits. This is the smallest size. It's a size 9. It's a little big, but that's okay. We will file that down. So I'm just going to go ahead and size all of those. So as you can see, these are the sculpted ones, so there's going to be a lot of space between my natural nail and the tip, so I'm going to fill all of that up with gel. On my nail beds, a more natural The more natural line would be better, but this is all I have and I really want the square. So I'm just gonna fill that up with gel and hope that works. That's a lot of gel actually. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of gel. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a drill bit piece like this and I'm going to etch up at the bottom of the tips just so we can make sure they're lasting quite long. So I'm just switching that up. I'm going to turn my drill on and I'm just going to, so I'm going to take my drill bit and I'm going to etch out where it's going to touch my natural nail. I'm also going to thin out a little bit of the sides because I've seen a lot of people just thin out the sides a bit. I'm also going to flip it and I'm going to do the bottom. To make it a little bit more thin. And I'm going to do that to all of them. Just for the ease of how I do this set, I did order a gooseneck LED UV lamp just so I can clip it onto my desk and I can cure it that way because I don't have anyone holding it for me and I won't have both of my hands free. I'm just going to go ahead and plug this in and hopefully this works and hopefully it'll make it a lot easier. So you do just connect it with a USB, so I will let you know if that works and I'll also leave it in the description below. Let me get this out. So I just etched all of the nails and next I'm going to take this peel off base, which I'm supposed to put on prepped nails, just to make it a little bit easier for me to switch out nail designs if I want, which is what I want to do. I just want to have these on for maybe a week or two. So what you're supposed to do is just apply this on all of your nails and do your extensions like normal and then just use some cuticle oil to peel them off so that it won't come off until I use that, which is good. I just won't be using much cuticle oil. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this on all of the nails. I'm also going to grab a brush with some alcohol on it to wipe my nails and dehydrate them. So on the side right here, I have my full LED lamp as well as that little gooseneck lamp. I just have it facing that way right now because it doesn't have an on or off switch. So as soon as I plug it in, it's on. So just so I don't cure anything that might be exposed on my table, I've just put it to the other side for now. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this base on all of my nails. So I decided to do red French for these. So I'm going to take this extend gel in the shade Ariel for my base and I'm hoping it's going to be very close to like my natural nail bed. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a coat of this on all of my fingers, and like I said, I was using these sculpted nail tips, so I did see a hack somewhere, I forgot where I saw it, where I'll apply a layer of this, then I'm going to do a second coat and I'm going to put my hands upside down like so, and it should create a natural apex which will help fill in the tip a little bit easier. So I'm just going to take this and put a nice layer on all of my nails. Next I'm going to grab some more extend gel and I'm going to kind of make an apex like so, just making sure to, so it's pretty much like gel, like you're going to float it on top. Okay, and then I'm going to take my nail and I'm going to flip it for about, let's say, 5 seconds or so, and that should level up to giving its own apex. As you can see, it's kind of giving me that little apex, so I'm just going to cure that. And I'm going to do that on the rest of the fingers, and then I will get on to applying the tips, and that's when we will use our gooseneck lamp. I'm so excited to use that. Hopefully it makes it easier because I had one of those flashlight lights before, so it does make that a little bit, it does make application a little bit more difficult. So hopefully this will make it easier and a lot more mess free. Next, I'm just grabbing my tip, and I'm going to grab some of the Extend Gel, and I'm going to draw out where I want my smile line to be somewhat. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to be drawing on my French. Also, Apres does sell tips that have smile lines already engraved into it, which will make it a lot easier for you to draw it out and map out where you want it to go till. But I'm just going to do it and eyeball it this way. It's pretty much the same thing. They're not made differently, I don't believe, but I'm just pulling the gel on the base, and hopefully that's enough. If not, then I'm also going to grab a tiny little brush and draw the smile line that way. So I'm just going to grab my little goose neck product, and I'm going to grab my tip, and I'm going to slowly put it down and try to meet that Extend Gel to where I drew that, and then I'm going to take it underneath my lamp to cure. Okay, I don't know how I feel about that, but that's okay. We'll continue and hopefully we get better as we go. So again, I'm just going to grab some of that gel. When I get a little bit of spillage like that, I'm just grabbing a brush and I'm just kind of smoothing it out. That's how it looks so far. So I'm going to do the rest of them and see how they turn out. Hopefully they don't turn out too bad. So as you can see, I do have some like air bubbles in there, so I'm not too sure how I'll fix those, but I don't have any gaps. I don't really have any gap in between, so that's also a good sign. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest and see how it goes. So I have all of them on. Now, it wasn't too messy and I didn't get too much spillage, but they are super long. So, and I also smoothed out some of that gel. So I'm just going to grab some top coat and I'm going to top coat it because I don't want it to be sticky. I'm just going to do this before I cut so that nothing gets stuck on them, because the last thing I want is some nail dust to be stuck, because this does have a tacky layer and it's not going to go away until you wipe it with some alcohol or you top coat it. And so this is a no wipe top coat, which I'm just going to apply. I don't have any gaps, so I don't really need to fill in any of them, which is good. But as you can see, you can see like the slow progress. Like that was a lot of spillage and then it kind of got better. So I'm sure just with practice it would be a lot easier. I just don't like this length on me right now, so I'm just going to top coat those. So let's just ignore how they look right now and hopefully we can salvage them a little bit. I'm just going to take my tip cutter and I'm going to cut them because these are way too long for me. Even though they look super nice, I love long nails, but I just can't function as being a nail tech. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut them just a bit. So I've cut them really roughly and I will file them to be all the same length. So next I'm going to just obviously file the nails a little. So some of them just didn't fit too well on the nail bed, so I'm just going to take my nail file and line it straight, and I'm just going to file like I would with any other nail and making it flush to my own nail or to my own nail bed. So I'm just getting under the nail, tucking it under, and there you go. Finally, as you can see, it's so nice and straight. I'm also using an 80/80 grit file if you were wondering. I think these are the best ones when it comes to any extension. So again, I'm just going to tuck under and I'm going to file straight. These have a very deep C curve, so just making sure I keep that and I don't go like this because I do want it to be nice and C curved. Also, after I did the flash cures under the gooseneck lamp, I did go ahead and cure in my full-on LED UV lamp for a minute to make sure they were thoroughly cured. So I'm just going to look at it on all angles and keep filing until I'm happy with the narrowness of it. Looks good. Then I'm just going to grab the top and make sure that that's as square as it can be. Look how nice that looks already. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited now again. At first I was kind of like, oh no, this is turning out very messy. And I'm a person who really likes to have neat looking nails. Anyway, so I'm going to look at it again and I feel like it's a little bit wide. Like, I don't know if you can tell, it's a little bit wide when it comes out on the edges. It kind of flares out, so I'm going to make sure that I grab my nail file again and put it straight, and I'm going to continue filing. And these are gel tips, so they don't really take a lot of effort to file since they're not acrylic. Alright, so I went ahead and shaped and filed and cut them to the length I wanted. Next, I'm going to go ahead and grab, I'm not too sure what's going to work better, either a sanding band or this cone bit right here. So I'm going to go in and try this cone bit first and see if it works better to seal in my cuticles. If it doesn't, then I'll go in with my 5-in-1 bit, but I'm just going to go ahead and try this one first. It might be a little bit too harsh, but we'll never know until we try. I think it should be fine. Yeah, so I'm just going to flush in the cuticles. So this is the nail. I had a little bit of spillage. And as you can see, it comes right off. I'm just going to dust it off and see. It looks so much nicer and a little bit more flush. See, the cuticles, they are starting to look a lot more like acrylic. They're so sturdy. The next thing I'm going to do is grab a buffing block and I'm going to buff all my nails. That way I can see if they are ready to be painted. So you don't want to go over these with a drill, as I've seen, because it will kind of get in the way of the apex. And I don't want to cut down any of the, I don't want to drill down any of that by accident. So I'm just going to take a buffer and buff my nails out. It's one of those like too good to be true kind of scenarios right now in my head because this was so easy for me. So I hope that's not the case, because I hope it is actually that easy. Do any of you, when you're doing your own nails, hold your fingers in weird ways to get a better grip? Because I always do. And then I look back at it and I'm like, what was I doing? So I just buffed all of them. They look so good. Wow. They look like acrylics. I'm obsessed so far. I'm going to go ahead and grab some alcohol on my little manicure brush again. And I'm going to wipe them clean so we can get ready to paint them. So I do have some like bubbles here and there. Like when I wipe them, they don't really look the best, which is the worst part. Like they should be looking good when I'm doing this, but they don't. I don't know. Again, this is only my first time, so I'm not too upset. Kind of, but not too much. As you can see, I have some gel spillage right here, and I need to get rid of that or else it's going to bug me. So I'm just going to get, maybe I'll go in with my 5-in-1 bit, and I feel like this might work a bit better. So I'm just gonna get in there near the cuticle with this drill bit. Oh yeah, this is so much easier to get right in there. So I would definitely recommend using a 5-in-1 bit. Okay, so for my French, I'm going to use this crayon gel from Helen. I'll leave her Instagram down below as well, so you just have to DM her and you will get them. They're super pigmented and I love them. And I use these for all my nail art, and they honestly, in one coat, the coverage is amazing. So I'm going to be using this one in Forever Love, which is so on brand right now with Valentine's around the corner. And I'm going to then be using a brush like that. It's just an angled brush for my French. So I'm just going to grab a little dish and I'm just placing the red on there, and we're gonna do our French. So I'm loading my brush, and I want it pretty deep. Like, I do want a lot of red, and I love using these brushes. Look how red and opaque that is. I love it. Lining it up. This French brush makes it very easy to do French. So definitely recommend one of these angled brushes. I don't have a link for this because it is from my local nail supply store and there's no like brand or anything to it. So then I'm just going to load up that brush again and fill it in. As you can see, this gel paint has such good coverage. It's amazing. Get on the side. It's really hard to film and do this, but I'm just going to clean a little bit around. Actually, I think I'm just going to clean it with this because I do. Ooh. I'm just going to then perfect. Look how perfect. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, cure that. That was so easy. Wow, I'm so impressed with these. As you can see, the coverage of this is so good. Right? It's amazing. Definitely a game changer. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do these all off camera because it's proving to be super difficult. And oh my god, I have like little lifting pieces already. Okay, we're gonna figure this out. All right, so I'm done painting on all of the French, and oh my, I love the way it looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some top coat on it, and hopefully the base color underneath shows up well. But doesn't that look so good? I'm so proud of myself. I hope that once I put a top coat on, all those imperfections that are on my base don't show. Otherwise, I'll be super upset because I was so excited to do a French tip in red for Valentine's. So let's see. And then we'll clean up underneath as well and see how that goes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some top coat. Let's ignore the state of how my nails look underneath right now. So good so far, but of course I didn't get to the bottom yet. Wow, I'm impressed. Okay, not mad at it. Now again, when it comes to the cuticle, it is not the neatest work, but I'm sure with practice it'll come, which is definitely what I'm going to be doing. Wow, I'm obsessed. I think this is probably going to be one of my favorite sets I've ever done. So I'm going to go ahead and cure that and then do the rest of them. These look so good. I just top coated all of them and they look so good. I'm so happy with how these turned out. I also went ahead and cleaned the bottom, and it's actually not that bad from the bottom either. I thought it would be really messy looking, but it's not. So I'm really impressed with how these turned out. The only thing is I have a little bit of like a air pocket thing right there. I don't know how to get rid of that, but again, I did see a little hack on that where you can just take the extend gel and put it on top and then top coat it, but it's not too noticeable and it's on myself, so I just skipped out on that. But don't tell me that these don't look good. These look so good. I'm so happy how these turned out. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other hand off camera, but that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you recreate this and use these same products because they are amazing and they're so easy and quick to use. This literally took me maybe like 45 to an hour, so it's probably gonna take me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to do both hands, which is so quick. I'm obsessed, and this is probably my new favorite way to do my nails. Again, if you enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, do not forget to subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!